Welcome back to another episode. Look what just found. This is episode 317, and this is a research video. Now, if you're keeping up with the channel, you know that every once in a while I will do a research video. And what that means is that in the previous episode, I identified probably over 3, 4, 5, or 6 pennies that need to be researched on. Well, I've been using Copper Coins Date Guide. And today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It was episode 316 was probably one of the better episodes. We found mint errors and we found these bunch of copper pennies that have some sort of mark on the obverse. There's either some spreading, notching, separation, or machine doubling, which sometimes is very difficult to tell the difference between machine doubling and a double die variation as identified on one of the coin era websites. So again, we're using copper coins, and this is the date guide. And we're going to go in order, as you can see here, 55. Let me go a little closer. We got a 55D, a 60D, a 61, two 62s, a 64, a 67, and a 71. So for this video not to be over an hour long, I'm going to have to move a little faster, but I'm going to try not to cheat the research. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the camera on the TV. Okay. And this is, again, this is the date guide. I'm going to raise up the camera. I'm going to shut this light off because that's going to create, oh, I thought maybe it doesn't. Okay. Can I turn it back on? Oh, it's this. That's the light. Okay. Very good. All right. Let's zoom out a bit. Okay. All right. And as you can see, if you follow my little cursor, you can see over here, it says the date guide. Okay. All right. So let me take off my glasses. Well, actually, I need to leave them on so I could look at. So what I'm going to do is we're going to check. It is right now. We're going to check. All right. Here it says 1955. And P, right? No. Ours is a D. A D1DO. That's it. Okay. And there's not much here. Or there are 3 pages. So I'll look for the extra eyelid in a second. But what we want to see is something on the date, which she's not showing. All right, so let's go back to the front. Hub doubling shown as again on the in the 19 of the date in the back edge of the lapel. Okay. All right, so let me check this out, because for me, I see it on the date 1955 on the second on the first 5. There's a very strong notch on the 9. And on the L in Liberty. On the W in We. The U in Trust. And the T in Trust. But let me look at the I. Right, it's the eyelid, right? Hub doubling shows as a strong double. Oh, that is a strong double I. No, he does not have a strong double I. He doesn't have a weak double I, for that matter. We can see it there. That's a really good example, the one he's showing. Okay. So again, what I have here is notching on the 5. You can see the eyelid. He says it's a triple eyelid. So whatever's being shown here is really all about the eyelid. So that's all he's showing on the 55D. I could check the mint mark, which would be 55D 1mm. Nope. Nope. This is the one that maybe. This is actually a triple repunch mint mark, widely separated. I don't know about that. I don't think we have a triple mint punch mint mark. No, on this one, it looks like there's separation on the serif, specifically the southwest of the D, which would be right here. Secondary image shown on the east, while the tilt is seen on the serifs. I don't know about that. It's definitely not that one. Oh my God! Look at all of these. I'm not going to go through all 10 of these pages. Let me look at this D again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one to the side because I can definitely see the D looks like it's repunched, but I'm not going through 10 pages right now. So I'm going to put that to the side for a separate research video because that's just too many. Okay. Our next year is the 1960D. And on the 1960D, the mint mark does not look repunched, but there's notching on the date. That's really about it. I got to be honest with you. I don't like the way what I'm seeing in the motto. So either there's something very specific on the date, or this is not a variety. And it's a D, right? So it's 1960 D1DO. All right. Well, that's very strong. They're calling it hub doubling. That's we don't have that. And then they're showing some stuff on the 9 there. There's a very small line on the top of the 9 right here. I don't know if this is it though. I got to be honest with you. The L in Liberty does not have anything that strong. The same thing with the GOD. So I'm gonna say, let me check out the GOD real quick. No. And again, okay. So I had a feeling that wasn't the case. It's a nice looking penny. Put into the fine category, fine rolls. All right. Next is I think the next two are the 1962 Philadelphia's. Okay, and let me look at them really quickly to remind myself. Yeah, they have one of them. Yeah, they're very strong. One has the two. Yeah, on both of them, it's the two. Let me look at the other elements. Let me look at the motto. And Liberty. It's really the two, to be honest with you. Oh, and the 6 in one of them. Oh yeah, one of them's definitely much stronger than the other. Okay, so that's the strong one. This one is not strong, but the 2 has a very specific separation or notching on it. Okay, so one of them has separation in the motto, and the other one does not. So let's go to 1962P. Okay, 1962 P1DO. And this is kind of what we see. I don't know about this, though. Or this on the 6. Let me check that out. Okay. I know one of them is the motto. Oh, yeah. Oh, this one of them's really, really great, man. Yeah, this is the one that has in the motto also. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So let me look at so what I'm doing is, since we have 2, right? One of them, it's just the 2. And on the 2, which is very typical, is there's a notch right here. And kind of like this, but you can see on these, you can see the separation throughout the whole 2. And I'm going to have to say that the one that I'm looking at, unless I find something like that, it's not that. Now, the other one has, like I said, could be machine doubling, but it's in the whole motto. And then the 2, it has it going throughout the whole 2. And the 6 to the east around the loop. Yep. And the 9 to the west around the loop. All right, so that's what we're looking for. So here's the 9 around the west and the east. This is going to be hard. This is going to be tricky. And the other one I took out, right? I'm going to make sure I took out the other one. Okay, so this is the one we're looking for now. And what's this? Did I look at the 60? Man. Somehow we're on the 62. I can't remember if we looked at the 61. It's stupid. So this is where it gets complicated. Nice doubling can be seen on the date. Now, PR, I always thought PR meant proof. So I'm not exactly sure if all these PRs is he's only talking about the proof. They all say, okay, here we go. Now, this is regular that he's talking about the eyelid again. I didn't check the eyelids. And the extra eyelid goes in front of the eye. So sometimes underneath the eye, it looks like there's an extra eyelid. But I don't think that that's the case. Yeah, both of these look like they have, there's like, I guess it's just a wrinkle on his face. So unless I see something down here, see how it has like this extra wrinkle here? Look how strong it is on this, on the 62, but that's not the extra, it's over here. There's a little notching over here. I don't have that. Light to moderate spread on the date, the UST of trust. This die is coupled with a 1DROO, which is the P1DR, which is the reverse. So there's something on the reverse, which I don't, you know what? I really didn't check the reverse on these that well. No. I just want to look at it really quickly. Hard to tell on one of them. So I'm going to say one of them shows the doubling on the date. The only question is which one it is. And you could probably spend a lot of time on just one penny trying to find which one of these variations you have because they look kind of similar. So I'm going to put the one to the side as being doubled. And what I'll do is at the end of the video, I will go over the ones that I believe are doubled. And this one and the other one I'm going to say is not, even though that 2 looks great. But really by itself, I'm not digging it. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'll put that into the find roll. I'm assuming that we looked at 61 already. I don't know why the 61 is here on the side. I don't remember looking at it, to be honest with you. Maybe we already did. If we did, I apologize for the B and Liberty on the 61 appears to have something going on. So let's get back to, here we go. Let me hit the 61 real quick and let's see if anything comes up. And it's a 61P, 1DO. And what did I say? I said on the, did I say the B? Okay, so we got extra thickness on the We, on the Liberty, and We Trust. That's extra thickness. Light doubling shown on the LI and Liberty. Let me see if we got that. No. Yeah, on the B. And then the GOD. Let me check that really quick. Nah. Okay, so I'm going to say no to the 1961. All right, next is the 1964. It has notching on the west side of the 4, the bottom of the 9, the GOD, the N, the R in Liberty. All right, so this is what year is that? 64. P1DO. The extra bar. I don't see the extra bar in the L. No, I don't see that. Or at the top. Nope. Nope. So those are showing the extra bar. Let me look at the in between the N. I don't think so. The UST. The extra line in L. Some notching is visible on the date, Liberty, and model. Now here you can really see it. You know, it looks very clear. He's calling that notching. Sometimes he calls it spreading, but I guess he knows the difference. I really can't tell the difference. I wish they showed the date, one of these with the date on it, because that's really where I feel like I see it is in the date. Here goes the 4. You can see the crosslet up here. No, where we have it is over here. The notching or the separations right here. Huh. Yeah, here you can see the doubling here. This is called the crosslet on the 4 or whatever. If there's anything else that has a cross, it's called a crosslet. We don't have it there. All right, so I'm going to have to say that this 1964 is not identified as anything. So I'm going to put that into the fine roll. We have 2 more. The 1967. Oh yeah, on the 6. The 6 has some strong separation on the southeast. And this is 1967. Let's see if anything comes up, if he has it identified as anything. No, all he's showing here is the L and the eyelid. I'm still going to put it to the side. I'd like to show you the what I see is the separation on the 6. Possibly the N and IN. Even in the L and Liberty on the right side. I'll put that down here. So that's 3 of them. And last but not least, it's the 72. Oh, this is the one that has the extra thickness. Irregardless, I'm going to hold on to this penny. So let's go to 1972. See if they show an extra thickness of the date. Oh, wow. Look at this. That's real. That's closer to a true double die. This one is. The undisputed king of the Lincoln Memorial era double dies. This period exhibits strong CW rotated hub doubling on the entire obverse. Yeah, that's something super. Look how wide on this one. See how much wider the bottom looks, and that to me, you know what? Let me look at the rest of the date to see if there's any doubling on the 2. Oh, I'm sorry. This is 1971. Sorry. Error. It's 1971. And he has to show the date. All right, this one he's showing these little notches. About ours has this really extra thickness here on the bottom of the 7. I didn't check above the 7 and 1 for a little notching. Let me look at that. No, there's nothing. That is not, I do not see that there. And I do not see any double eyelid or anything like that. All right, let's check number 2. No. All right, so he's saying he's calling. So this is what we have. We have this, but according to this, there's also doubling on the last T in trust. So that's going to be that's what's going to tell us if this is the 1D0007 or not. Let's look at the last T in trust. Oh wow. Yeah. So the last T in trust has a very anyway, you have to see it. So I'm going to say I think this one is the 1971 P1D0007. Let me look at the bottom of the 7 again. Man. All right, so we're going to start off with this. So now we're going to look at the penny, okay? I have 4 pennies that I put to the side. And whether or not I'm correct, that's a whole nother story, okay? But the point is that this is the process to figuring this stuff out. All right, so there. So let me get out my little pointer. All right, I'm going to go a little closer. I don't want to lose the resolution. And this is what I identified before as being extra thickness. He's calling it doubling. And it's in that exact spot. And then look at the T. The last T. Right? So if you go like here, you can see it's very thin or chopped off. And then at the top, so that, to me, this is possibly, I'm not going to say this is 100% the 1D0007, but very possibly it's the 1D0007 because of the T and the 7. And it's in those exact spots. Well, it says, it doesn't show. Okay, let me go to the marker photo EDS. I didn't click on that before. And, okay, on the Liberty, there's a little, on the last Y, there's a little mark on the right side. Let's see if they have that there. This is the marker photo, by the way. Where is it at? See the arrow? And that's the Y in Liberty. Let me look at it under the loop. I don't see that, to be honest with you. I do not see that marker on the Y in Liberty. It would be right over here to the right side of the bottom right. Let's see if there's any other ones. He's showing closer. Oh, okay. So on the T and trust, he shows the T and trust. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit on this to show you what he shows on the T and trust. So he shows this and he shows this, and his looks a little bit different. Ours is like cut off pretty far down. Let me check. I just want to look at it under the loop real quick. I don't believe I see that bottom part. If you want to see the top of the T, if you want to make the comparison, I can't tell. This is a question mark. Would they diagnose this as the what is it, the 007 or 006? Let me see. Is there any other ones? Okay, there's another little marker on the N in United. It would have been cool if we would have found one of those. United, so that's the reverse, right? Yeah. There's a little line coming up and down from the N. I do not see that. On the marker on copper coins, it shows a little line right here on the top of the N. I'll show it to you. I don't see it in United. That's the N, and that's the little marker. I do not see that. All right, so it's not looking very good for us. On the inside of the D in United, there's another line. Wow, the D looks like, look at is that a notch? I don't see the that little line on the inside of the D, but on the United, I do see this mark. I don't know if you can see it or not. I really didn't take a good look before, but I would have to say that that's the place, right? But it's not one of the it's not the maker's mark though. Let me go down further. There's little lines on top of the roof and inside of one of the bays. All right, let me look at the little line on top of the roof. Oh, there's these little lines on top of the roof. Right over here, which I also don't see. So it doesn't look good for the for this being the era, even though interestingly enough, it does have this thick 7 and something wrong with the T. Does that mean it's not? It's hard to tell. You know, just because I want it to be doesn't make it so. So that's the 71. Let's go to the next one. The 67. I have to look at it under the loop before I show it. I'm sorry. Yeah, the bottom of the 6. The motto is some parts of the Liberty. So I'm just going to show it to you a little closer, and then you can make your own mind up if you see any splitting. Where I saw it mostly was in the bottom of the 6. Look at the 7. The 7 has a nice mark right there also. Okay. So these are the ones that I kept. The 2, you can see the spreading. You can see the line right there. It's really pretty strong. And in the motto, the whole motto has this kind of notching or spreading on the bottom. I like this one also. And then the 55. You know, is it the poor man's double die? You know, it's not identified. We weren't able to find anything that identified this as a die variation. But it might be a repunch mint mark. And that 5 sure does look interesting. So this is the process. What you really want to find is the maker's marks. You know, and if you don't find the maker's marks, there's a good chance that it's not the error. It's the maker's marks that really, I think, brings the support for it being the error, which in this case, I didn't find it. Does that mean it's not the error? Most likely, you know, most likely. But it showed us, look, if it is the error, it's the 1DO007. And I'll show it to you one last time. And we have the extra thickness here. Where are we at? Well, he's not calling it extra thickness, is it? Is he? He's calling it a doubling on the 7. So we have something going on here, which might not be the error. That's the bottom line. And we have the top of the T is interesting. So that's the one to me that's closest to being identified as a possible error. And the T. Now, if I sent this out to get graded? Are they going to Are they going to designate it? Probably not. If they don't find those maker marks, they're probably not going to designate it. So this is the process of doing research. You can research for hours and hours, and at the end of the day, have nothing to show for it. So that's just the way it is, man. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry if I took too long. I could have probably spent another half an hour and got nowhere, but that's how it goes. Okay, so please click like and subscribe. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.